what took place over the weekend. She and her friend Joan organized a family freedom festival or event. Basically an event to protest the lockdowns, the mask mandates, and to basically celebrate our freedoms and to denounce or decry the loss of our constitutional freedoms and civil liberties. Samantha, are you there?
I can hear you, Jeff.
Oh, great. Okay, you're coming in loud and clear. So, great. Samantha, you set up this wonderful family freedom festival. There were children, there were games, of course, there were adults. And this was done in Bridgewater over the weekend. And then, Samantha, please tell the audience what you said happened after the festival began.
Yeah, so it was pretty shocking. We had about an hour of speakers and music playing, children playing in the field with bubbles and Play-Doh, and then some local moms from the Bridgewater area. They reached out to the local Boston BLM and Antifa groups, and they brought them into little old Bridgewater to harass and terrorize families all day. They took the children's Play-Doh. They made body parts out of the Play-Doh, pretty graphic, disgusting things for the kids to play with.
You can say no if I'm So what I do is, so these are postcards that were sent to the state it's really just reinforcing the understanding that are actually being transmitted. And then tell me what town you're in.
We go peacefully. Relax, man. Relax, fellas. You know?
A lot of racists.
A couple of months ago, there was a bill in the state legislature, the so-called police reform bill, that did nothing to reform police and just made us all unsafe. That bill was a bad bill, and that bill has to be defeated.
No, okay. You just protect.
We have people in the state legislature who have taken an oath of office to protect us, but they're doing just the opposite.
Wear the maximum point in which people got sick and the night. Wear a mask, wear a mask, wear a mask. Wear a mask, wear a mask, wear a mask. Wear a mask, wear a mask. Don't be a fool, don't be a fool. Wear a mask, you film me too. My name is Juan Ferrio.
You might as well get all the insults you can. I'm be here all day, baby.
We got plenty of time.
Oh, that's cool. Officer, you should watch this man right here. He's threatening me. Officer, he's threatening me.
Plenty of witnesses.
Go to North Korea and live there. This is America. You're in the wrong country.
We need to respect our law enforcement.
I came from Vietnam. I know communists. You guys go there and live there.
Somebody gave you
Go to China. Take Joe Biden with you.
So we had Sasha here with us today at the event, and she's making friends with everybody and all of the kids. But when commanded, Black Lives Matter and Antifa know she's here, and we simply let her off her leash.
They screamed in mothers' faces, mothers carrying babies. They actually started an altercation with a police officer, and there were a couple arrests made. It was a pretty disturbing day, to say the least. We were shocked to see that they actually would terrorize a family festival with children present. And like I said, it was a pretty peaceful day before they arrived, and we did have a lot of fun. We had some incredible speakers, and but they were doing their best to disrupt. And anyone who wants to see that can see that at We the People on Facebook. The We the People page has some of the clips posted, but it was just a pretty awful experience.
Oh my God. So they actually, these are mothers or pro-Black Lives Matter or pro-Antifa moms who showed up, and they ripped the Play-Doh out of the hands of the kids?
They did, yes. And these people that organized Antifa to come in have been standing in the center of Bridgewater all year long, at the center, at the Rotary, and they have been largely unopposed. They've had Black Lives Matter standouts all summer long, all weekend, every weekend, all summer long, and no one has counter-protested them. But the one conservative festival that has happened was our festival on Saturday, and they immediately came down, and we knew they were Antifa because they were sticking stickers saying New England or Northeast Division of Antifa to all of our posters and flyers. So they were advertising who they were, which is funny because they're only an idea, but they have a Northeast chapter. So
that is incredible. Samantha, ballpark, how many of these Antifa Black Lives Matter moms or thugs showed up at the Family Freedom Festival?
I would say there was a couple of the moms who stand out there regularly, and the Antifa from Boston, there probably was about 24. But we did have a huge police presence of about 140 officers who came out. We'd intercepted the communication previous to the event, so we actually moved the event away from where they were planning on staging, just to get away from them and avoid the conflict. But they walked half a mile to our event to start problems, and they stayed all day. But like I said, there were 140 approximately amazing officers from Bridgewater and the surrounding area who came out to protect our safety and protect our First Amendment rights and make sure that we had the ability to, really stand for what we believed in, and we were able to complete the day relatively unscathed.
As I teach my own children, if we need to put any color in front of someone's lives that matter, you are the racist. Period.
So, were they assaulting some? I mean, were they assaulting the police officers? How do they treat the police? I'm just curious.
They were yelling in their faces.
Come on, pigs. That's what he's yelling at them with his communist China flag. Went up to my friend's 3-week-old baby, and she said there are babies here, and he said, fuck your babies.
So disrespectful, it's ridiculous. So disrespectful.
That the cops are surrounding us to protect us.
There was one woman wearing a pig mask, calling them, killers, and holding signs that said to jail the police. And they were yelling in their faces. One man had a megaphone yelling in their faces, and just belittling them. And then at the end of the day, an undercover police officer who had identified himself ended up being punched in the face by one of them.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Ay. Samantha, I've got to ask you this. You have every right to protest these lockdowns, which you're right, they're unconstitutional, they're anti-freedom, they're illegal, these mask mandates, to demand the restoration of our constitutional rights and civil liberties. Why did Black Lives Matter and Antifa show up at all? How is it their business if you want to have a family-friendly, freedom festival, have a few speakers, have some food, let the kids play some games? What's it to them?
Yeah, I think that's maybe the most concerning part, is that it seems that the word freedom was a trigger for them. Freedom, they took to mean, basically they want everyone masked, they want everyone complying. And I very much believe that it doesn't have much to do with the virus anymore as much as it has to do with compliance, and that they are just in opposition to any conservative views. They don't want us to have our liberties back. They don't want us to have freedom of speech, and they really want to try to silence any conservative viewpoints.
And if they have to intimidate and bully conservatives into silence.
It was very clear that they were looking for certain trigger words during the speakers' speeches that they were trying to drown out with megaphones and things like that. When they started to talk about, words like vaccine, they would start to play very loud music over them. And anytime they would speak about your civil liberties, we had some constitutional attorneys there, and they really tried to drown out the messaging that was getting through. It almost seemed like in-person fact-checking. Like they were trying to drown out any information being able to get out to the crowd.
Unbelievable. Samantha, please, I think what was done to that festival, to this Family Freedom Festival, to me is a violation of your First Amendment rights. It was clearly harassment. It was persecution. It was intimidation.
Respect you and then you don't show any. Alright, so when this kid shuts up, I'm going to sing a song that affects everybody.
And to me, these Black Lives Matter and Antifa thugs, they are domestic terrorists and hate groups. They are. So please do me a favor, Samantha. Can you let everybody know where they can see more of these video clips? So the next time they say Antifa or Black Lives Matter or if Antifa is an idea, we can actually show them real people committing disgusting, heinous acts.
Right. And I think that was what was so concerning, is that it wasn't a protest with adults holding signs. This was a family festival with children playing. But if they want to see videos, they can go to We the People on Facebook. It's a Facebook page, We the People.
We the People on Facebook. Samantha, you are a very brave, courageous, patriotic woman. I know your partner Joan is as well. Please keep up the good fight and don't be a stranger.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Have a great day.
God bless you, Samantha. Take care. 617-266-6868 is the number. They even go after the children. That's how tolerant they are. But according to Biden, they're just an idea. Carol in Brockton. Thanks for holding, Carol, and welcome.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Carol?
Good, thanks. So I was at Sam's protest in Bridgewater on Saturday.
Okay.
And when I saw the Black Lives Matter sign, I was like, all right, cool. I live in a minority community. I'm Caucasian. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. So we did another protest, not with Sam, but with Joan, over the summer at the State House, and there were separate protests going on. And at one point, we actually handed our microphone to a protester who was protesting something else, and we all stood and heard actually a number of them speaking. And that's kind of how we roll. So I thought I'd hear something about, maybe DJ Henry, who lived in Easton, which is he was like right down the street from us, or Breonna Taylor, or issues that are going on within minority communities that need to be worked on. But that's not what happened. I was shocked because it was angry white people that showed up, and there was so much venom that there was no message. It was just hatred, and there was room to hear a message there, and that opportunity was lost, and it was deliberate. They didn't come down to talk about issues that needed to be addressed or how they were going to do that. They weren't looking for peace. They were looking to scream in police officers' face. They trampled through a children's play area. They stepped through our children. That's not okay. And like I said, there is a lot of work to be done here. If they want to talk about fair funding and education, I'm going to listen. How are we going to fix that? That's a huge deal. You want to keep black men out of jail? Get them a good education. Because right now, our minority communities, the tuition that each child gets is much less than the neighboring communities. And that's an issue that should be addressed. And that's an issue that Black Lives Matter, in my opinion, again, I'm a Caucasian individual. This is just looking in from the outside. That's something that should be one of their biggest priorities. But who am I to say what? I just don't understand why they came down with so much anger, so much venom, and so much hatred when we were just showing up. We just want to be free. I'll wear a mask when I want to, not because I've been told to. I'll get a shot when I want to, not because I have to. And that was kind of...
Oh, Carol, you're 100, not 100, you're 1,000% correct. No, what you just got a taste of is what the people in Seattle have been enduring for over a year. In Portland, in Kenosha, in, you name it, in Atlanta, in city after city after city, where they have burned it to the ground. And the thing about Black Lives Matter, Carol, don't even take my word for it. Just check their website. They are an openly Marxist and anarchist movement. And they say their goal is to abolish the police, abolish all prisons, and overthrow the American way of life and the American system of government. So their entire movement is predicated upon hatred of the United States. So you got a taste of that hatred. Now, by the way, that's communism. Communists are full of hatred and loathing for their country and their civilization. So that's why if you look at Antifa, many of them have the hammer and sickle or the red star. I mean, they're anarchists, but many of them are openly, they're Bolsheviks. So you just got a taste of it. And what their goal is, I'll tell you what their goal is. Their goal is to completely silence and censor and intimidate and bully every conservative or every patriot so that they never hold another rally again. They want to destroy freedom of speech and freedom of expression. To so scare you and, harass and persecute your children, frighten your children, threaten you, threaten your kids, threaten your family, that you'll say, you know what, let's not hold a rally. Let's not challenge the lockdowns. Let's not challenge the mask mandates. They're the modern day brown shirts, and they must be stopped. 8:48 on the great WRKO Jeff Kuhner, Boston's bulldozer. Maureen in Duxbury. Thanks for holding, Maureen, and welcome.
But what you said just prior to the break and the last caller, Samantha, was phenomenal. Because the takeaway from that gathering, that freedom gathering in Bridgewater, was about peace and love and people getting along. And it just demonstrates exactly what the Black Lives Matter and the Antifa people are, the complete opposite, right? So good and evil, right there. And what you had said prior to Samantha's call was, I think that our country has turned away from God and love of neighbor. And that if anything was true about Donald Trump and the last administration, it was about truth and people coming together. And we saw it time and again, peaceful demonstrations, rallies. And I think that I was waiting for you to say it, that maybe this was all because we have drifted so far away from God in this country that we had to be brought to our knees to see what was truly important. And I believe that your message was heard, and I've been waiting for weeks for you to say it. And so thank you for finally reiterating that.
Oh, my pleasure, Maureen, and thank you very much for that call. Look, I've said this many times. This is the wisdom of our founding fathers. This is George Washington. This is Thomas Jefferson. This is John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, Alexander Hamilton, Madison. No God, no America. America was founded upon religious liberty and religious freedom. And it's right there in the Declaration of Independence. Our rights come from God Almighty himself. So this is why even during the Constitutional Convention, as they debated the Constitution, many of them there, George Washington, they would kneel and pray and ask God for guidance, not, once in a blue moon, 2 or 3 times a day. So my point is, I'm just telling you the truth. If you believe in individual liberty, as we do, then you have to understand that our fundamental rights are God-given. They don't come from the government or the state or Joe Biden or the Democratic Party. They come from God himself. And what is a moral obligation comes from God. It doesn't come from Joe Biden or the Democrats. This is Marxism. What you're seeing now is cultural Marxism. To love a foreigner, a stranger, over your own flesh and blood, over your own family, over your own people, over your own nation. This is Marx. I'm giving you Marx. This is Karl Marx and Vladimir Lenin. So, no, we have every obligation to turn them back and to take care and defend and protect our people, our citizens, especially when we have so many homeless veterans, so many people unemployed, so many children in our own country who are going hungry. So we're turning our back on our own people and acting like somehow we're the wealthiest country in the world and we can afford to just, act like the Salvation Army or the Red Cross when we're sitting at a $30 trillion national debt, where China now is owning much of our debt and our treasury bills, and in the midst of a pandemic, deliberately allowing COVID-infected illegal aliens to flood our country and kill our citizens and get our citizens sick. It's perverse. It's completely perverse. It's twisted. So this idea, we've got to take them in, this is not who we are. No, I'm sorry. This is who we are. You invite the world, you will bankrupt America. Pure and simple. That's why no one has ever done what the globalists are now attempting to do, which is to flood this country with millions and millions and millions of illegals. And in the midst of a global pandemic, it's madness. It's madness.
Liberty. I'm here to stand the line, to preserve your right to the pursuit of happiness, your right to a joyful and fulfilling life. I'm here to bridge this divide, this polarization between right and left, between Democrat and Republican. This Orwellian struggle we all find ourselves in is much bigger than you or I. This is our time. The time to stand up, to declare yourself a sovereign and free being, to liberate yourselves from the bonds of political party, to realize now there are only fellow Americans. To our law enforcement officers here today, I urge you all to support and respect your oath to the people and the Constitution of these United States. We stand together, and divided we will fall. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
The guy with the megaphone, this song is for you. Okay, we're gonna do a song for the wonderful, peaceful man that has so much love in his heart. He's such a wonderful human, really sweetheart of a guy. This is for you, buddy. Where did he go? Did he leave? Where is he? I don't see him. Oh, okay. All right, there he is. This is for you. All you guys who are like negative and you're mean and you're rotten, you're mean, you're just mean. This is for you guys. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. What you say? Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. Oh, Pfizer, don't you treat me so mean. These injections and the medicine. Yes, sis, you say so. Hey! After packing things and go. That's right, hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. What you say? Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. But don't you come back no more. Oh, Madonna, don't you treat us this way. Cause you're gonna tie to the senseless way. Yes, if you say so, you have to pack your things and go. That's right, hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. What you say? Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. Oh woman, gonna treat me so mean. Meanest woman that I ever did see. Yes, if you say so. I have to pack the things and go. That's right, hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. What you say? Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. Oh woman, gonna treat me this way. I'll be back on my feet someday. Don't care if you do. It's understood. I ain't got no money. It just ain't no good. Guess if you say so.